welcome back to another installation video. Today we will be installing Hannshow's 9-inch dashboard display. So it's very likely that your package will arrive in this shape and size, so go ahead and open that. Here is a quick panoramic view of the 9-inch display on its own. So alongside with the screen, some of the contents of this box include this little piece to diffuse the air behind the screen so you're still getting that air conditioning. We have a orange plastic pry tool. We have the instructions that also have images, which is great. We have one of the Intel harnesses. We have a bracket that will be under the screen. And we have a different variation of harness just in case that you have an updated chip in your vehicle. So jumping right into the installation, go ahead and find the left panel to the left of your dashboard, driver's side, and begin to use your pry tool to sort of get those pins unlocked. Be sure at the very least to be using a plastic pry tool as we don't want to damage the vehicle. After carefully disassembling the panel on the driver's side, go ahead and make it to the passenger side and do the very same. We had a little extra difficulty with this one, so make sure that you're looking for where the pins actually are, rather than just prying away. And after a couple seconds, we were able to get that right panel off. The next step, you're going to want to go ahead and begin to take the pins out of the dash itself. So you're going to go ahead and do this on both sides before this whole long piece comes off. As you are doing this, if you are finding difficulty, find comfort in the fact that it is 10 times easier to put back on as it is to get these pins out, I promise. So go ahead and put your dashboard on a flat surface like a table and begin to take notice of these little holes in the vent. Now in the instructions, they actually gave, I believe, 31 and 35, so you'd be looking for the 31st hole and the 35th hole. But I found that the 35th hole and the 41st hole are perfect, and it was centered right behind my wheel, so I would go with that. So go ahead and put the blue wire in the 35th hole and the red wire in the 41st hole, and pull those wires through that dashboard piece. Go ahead and float the dashboard over where it is supposed to be, just to see if that screen is centered to your liking. I found that this is perfect for my yoke, and I couldn't be any happier. Here is a POV of what it would look like if those wires are in the 35th and 41st hole. After you've confirmed your satisfaction of the location of your screen on the dashboard, go ahead and bring it back to the flat table and begin to install the brackets with the screws that were included in the package. So place the red and blue wire in the third hole from each side. They are larger than the normal ones. And go ahead and place the screws in the first hole on each side, and then the hole right after where the wires are placed. Upon adding those screws to the bracket, go ahead and do some screwing in with a screwdriver until they are all tightly fastened. Once you've completed that bracket, go ahead and leave the dash on the table and make your way over to the passenger side, where we will begin to pull the pins out of this bottom panel here. To be able to take the entire panel out, you're going to have to take this side panel out, and this will reveal a little pin that needs to be taken out with a flathead. I slowed the footage down so you can see the top of the panel we're pulling out, and that is where the pin is located, as I know it is pretty dark in that crevice. So go ahead and take the harness out of the bag that best suits the chip in your vehicle. Surprisingly, mine was Ryzen. I thought I had Intel, but it was not the case, as the harnesses did not add up. So unplug the small white harness at the top and plug in your new harness, and then connect the second part of the white on the harness that we have from the plastic bag onto the piece that we took out of the white harness originally. And then simply connect the blue harness with the other one. and that should be a pretty snug fit. And wait for a click. We had an extra leftover white piece there, but we never really figured out what to install it to, so we kind of just left it there in the corner. So after installing that harness successfully, go ahead and take the dash with the screen that successfully has the bracket mounted under it back into the vehicle so we can connect that red and blue wire that we placed through the dash originally. This part is indeed rocket science. Just make sure to connect the blue to the blue and the red to the red. As soon as those two wires are plugged in with each other, you should see the screen begin to turn on. If not, please follow the steps again. But now it is time to do some proper cable management. So my shop was lucky enough to have the harness tape that is actually used on the harnesses provided from Hansshow. But this just makes cable management a little bit easier and keeps the wires a little bit safer. But if you don't have this material, go ahead and just run the wires all the way to the passenger side under the dash, and then just bring them through that little hole that you can see him placing it through. So after we finally taped everything up, there's not a lot of room in there, so just sort of find a way to cram it all in there without ruining something else, and begin to reinstall the bottom panel. Begin putting the bottom panel back where you found it and putting the pin through the hole it was once installed in. It should click immediately after you put it in there. So after the pin is back in place, make sure to put the rubber stripping over the bottom panel and then begin to pop the pins in. Unfortunately, we didn't do that first, so we had to do some extra weather stripping work, but it ended up working out. Once that bottom panel is installed again, go ahead and take that small right side of the panel piece and begin to line that up the pins where the holes are, obviously, and it should pop right in. Make sure to also get that weather stripping over this panel just to make sure everything is safe at all times. You can now begin pushing the pins back for the dashboard on both sides. Once that dashboard is pinned back into place, make sure to install the end caps of this dashboard. And there you go, you've installed the 9-inch display from Hansshow. Special shout out to the lab for helping me get this installed. They did an absolutely incredible job with me breathing over them as they installed this product. I could not be any more happier with this. I understand that I'm always super satisfied every time I review something, but this is the real deal. This blew away my expectations for sure. I want to say thank you to Hansshow for giving me an opportunity to review one of their absolutely incredible products. I genuinely couldn't be any happier, and this is literally going to improve my driving experience tenfold. If you, your sister, or your great-grandmother is even interested in purchasing this product, feel free to go to my bio on my Instagram page and click the link tree. There you will see a link to the product and the discount code associated with this product. It should save you quite a bit, so be on the lookout for that. Without further ado, thank you all so much.